Back to Fire Princess Reviews. I'm Fire Princess Silly here to talk to you about comics, cartoons, and other awesome nerd shit. So, what are we talking about today? Well, today we're talking about Legend of Korra, specifically Legend of Korra Turf Wars Part 3. Now, to recap a little bit about Part 2, at the end of Part 2, Korra has lost Asami, and the fact that Tokuga has kidnapped her, and so now she has to back off, otherwise it places Asami's life in danger, and she really cares and loves her girlfriend, so she's not about to do that. She's not about to put that person that she cares about into that kind of danger. Meanwhile, the Air Nomads, or the Air Nation, has descended upon the Spirit Portal in Republic City to protest, let me pronounce this right, Wong Yong Kium's claim on the Spirit Portal, because they believe, and Korra believes, it should be actually like a sanctuary for the spirits, to be preserved as such. Of course, the military has moved in, and that's why the Air Nomads are there, because the Republic military being there to defend the portal from quote-unquote squatters, not cool, obviously. The Airbenders don't think so, neither does Korra, so that's where we're at Book 2. So now we're moving into Book 3. Boom! So we kind of open up, and I just reread it, tonight, so I'm, getting my thoughts back together. I forgot to actually bring my copy of it to be to reference to. But yeah. Oh, and Zhu Li has announced that she's running for president. And so, that's cool. Raiko's feeling the heat. Now. Alright. Moving on. So Korra's looking for Asami. She doesn't know where she is. The Creeping Crystals, which is another triad, was basically in the war with the triple threats, obviously, gang violence. They're attacked by the Triple Triad, still led by Tokuga, after he's been, given partial, dragon eel features. We find out it was a dragon eel spirit that attacked him, and they beat the Creeping Crystals and drive them out of their own hideout. Meanwhile, onlooking is not only Korra, looking to, jump in and, stop Tokuga, but Mako, Bolin, and Lin are there, but they're telling Korra they can't move in because they can't place other people in danger, and she agrees with that. So I want to, preface, bad choices that Korra doesn't go with, she agrees not to go with because she understands the situation. Because the fandom is super hard on Korra for whatever reason. It's because she's not Aang. Anyway, moving on. So, Korra goes and she decides to strike a deal with the Creeping Crystals so they can break into the old hideout of the Creeping Crystals in order to save Asami, because she figures that's where Asami is going to be held by Tokuga now that the Creeping Crystals have been forced out. Meanwhile, Airbenders are still at the airport. Everybody's favorite airbender for whatever reason. I don't know. Why isn't Tenzin your favorite? Tenzin's amazing. Literally the best. Right? He's, the best. Just, okay, in character hierarchy, in my opinion, it goes Korra, Asami, Lin, Kaya, Tenzin. So yeah, he's not he's not my favorite character, but if I had to pick a top airbender, I'm picking Tenzin. Tenzin's great, he's got good funny moments, he knows when to be serious, but for whatever reason, everybody's favorite airbender, and this is a rant that I didn't mean to make, everybody's favorite airbender is Milo, and I can't stand that kid. At all. I don't know why. He's a harmless child, but he makes me angry. So that's what that is. But Milo's complaining that protesting, that isn't fun. Can't they just go home? Milu, this big dislike. I don't, okay. Boop. Big breath, big breathing. But Tenzin, who should be everybody's favorite, is look, we can't leave. We're protesting. And until Raiko draws his forces out, draws the army out of this situation, we we can't leave. We're protesting. We're doing a good thing here. This could take months. This could take weeks. This could take weeks or months. And Mio's like, we could be here forever. He's like, probably not. But, Raiko's stubborn. And Raiko is stubborn. I've always felt that he's been sort of like a secondary protagonist no matter what season he's in. He's always kind of like, he's not a good guy. Okay? Like, right there. He's just not. Let me say that. He cares more about himself than he does his people, etc. Blah, blah. Yeah. So meanwhile, where Asami is being held, she's talking to Kyuum, who was also captured by Toga, and they've both been locked down in a basement together. Asami doesn't like the fact that Kyuum got them in this situation, because he hired these Screw thugs to push people away from the spirit portal and cause this whole mess, basically. And so Kyuum's like, what about your dad? Your dad made bad choices, why can't I be forgiven like your dad was forgiven? Well, one, that's her dad, and that's totally on her to forgive him, obviously. Like, second of all, Hiroshi didn't do anything necessarily out of greed. He did it to protect his family. Not even a good way to do that. I'm not defending the man for his actions, but if we're going to compare the two actions, protecting your assets and your own greed and wanting to turn a sacred spiritual place into an amusement facility, that's a bad choice. That's a selfish choice. Wanting to protect your family from who you perceive to be as threats, okay. Doing it in a way that's kind of like promoting genocide, not okay. Okay, these are both bad choices, but the reasoning behind the two choices are not equal. And Hiroshi actually really did feel bad about what he did, and he tried to make amends, and he gave his life trying to make amends. So, good on him. Still not a good person. But he tried. Meanwhile, Toga comes down, he's like, yep, stole these plans from this guy who got them from your dad. They're gas tanks. Gas tanks. To hold gas in. And we want you to build them. And Asami's like, so we're just going to put them on the back, knock out gas on the back of the robots? And he's like, nope, because I'm an evil douchebag. We're going to attach these tanks to the Zeppelin, the air blimp, the whatever you want to call it. I think they call it a blimp. I don't know. I'm calling it a Zeppelin. So that's what we're going to attach them to, and they're going to have poison gas. Because fuck people, fuck bitches, get money. Like, that's like his whole, like, well, no, that's not like his whole thing. He just wants power, and he's willing to, like, kill people along the way to get it. Sami agrees to build them only because Toga threatens Kyuum's life right in front of her, threatens to, choke the man to death in front of her. And so she's like, fine, I'll do it, just don't kill somebody in front of me. Like, I'm fixing myself, that's what it is. I'd fix that out in editing, but I can't. Poof, moving on. Alright. Station. Logging in. So, Korra goes to make a deal with the Creeping Crystals. Creeping Crystals leader, Jagala, is like, what the fuck are you here for? Because in the last book, Korra had accused her of kidnapping Asami, and obviously we all know, and she now knows, that's not what happened. So she's like, hey, want to go get some revenge? And she's like, yeah, I want to go get some revenge. So the Creeping Crystals and Korra form an alliance, along with Mako and Bolin. They're in on it too. So it's a good idea. It's not a good idea, but it is a good kind of idea. Sort of the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Sort of deal. So, moving on. While that's happening, Raiko is talking with his campaign manager about how Zhu Li is running for president. He might as well just step away because he's not what the people want anymore, which would be a primo idea. This is a good idea. Do this idea. This is not the idea that we do. Nope. Instead, his campaign manager talks him into, continuing to run, continuing to be that person, more or less. And my movements are kind of choppy. Why? Because an app popped up on my phone and made everything slow down. So, whatever. We'll just, deal with it. So, no, I'm not. I'm not going to deal with it. Womp. There we go. Okay, there's a train. So, we're going to just, chill out a bit for the train. Because it's loud. I don't know what I'm doing. This is choppy. Choppy, that's what this video is. Choppy. There's nobody at that crossing at all. I don't know if there's a standard amount of times they gotta boop boop the horn, but sometimes it feels like they do it too much. Just random thoughts while we're talking about Legend of Korra. Okay, we're cool. So Korra goes to get revenge. Meanwhile, Raiko's talking to his campaign manager. His campaign manager is flipping everything around, because Raiko's Zhu Li was impressive and thought to help the refugees, and his campaign manager was no, she was opportunistic and thought to advance herself. And he's that's a good way to put it. I like the way you put things. And basically, somebody comes to report to Raiko that the air nomads are still at the portal and they're refusing to move. So Raiko's this is an opportunity to flip the narrative on my campaign, which it's not. I mean, it could have been, but it's not. Instead, he decides to go down there himself and bring a bunch of water vendors and hose down the air nomads. Yeah, that's a thing. Foghorns, I don't know. That makes sense. It's super foggy out tonight, so of course the boat's going to let out their foghorn because oh fuck. Anyway. I don't have glasses on. But, so Raiko's hosing down the air nomads. General Iroh, the second, gets him to stop. He's this looks bad. This isn't good. Meanwhile, at that very moment, Zhu Li and her own earthbending troops, sorry. Airbending is a thing, but Zhu Li shows up with earthbenders. She shows up not only with earthbenders, but her own film crew, and she's protesting Raiko and the military being there, and it's all on camera because Varric's a genius, and yeah. At that moment, Asami is finishing the gas canisters for the blimp, the Zeppelin, whatever they're calling it, I don't know. Airship. Yeah. And Kuno's cool. They're filled with gas. They're completed. Let's go on a trip. And at that moment, the creeping crystals and Korra bust in don't move. We're going to kick your ass. And ass kicking totally happens. And find out why they're called the creeping crystals, because they use Geminite in order to capture anybody who is opposing them, trapping them in the crystal. It doesn't quite work out. They almost catch Tokuga that way. Don't work out. He escapes on the airship. He also brings Asami and Kyuyum with him. Sorry. And Asami's no, wait, no. Darn it. Why could you have what you want? Just let us go. I really don't want to get on that airship. It's your insurance. And of course, see, that's what I'm talking about. Who knows where that train is? Boom, you can hear it. We're waiting again. Cool. Okay. So he's shut up! And they all go in the air. Actually, they're already in the air when he gets onto the airship. It's very cool. If it were animated, it'd be a really neat sequence. It's still a neat sequence. He gets in the air, and so of course everybody gives chase. They go to the spirit portal because Korra's like, this is where he's going. Obviously, like he's gonna go to where this all began because that's narrative, and that's fine. So they all get to the spirit portal. Asami is in the airship, and she's talking to Kyuhyun because nobody's paying attention to them. She's like, we need to get off this ship. And Kyuhyun's like, why? She's like, because this is bad. And he's like, I know, all these people down there, they're going to get hurt. She's like, no, they're not. Nope. Because I rigged this thing to basically spill in the gas into the cockpit where we are. So, yeah. This is, nope, not good. We need to go. So they devise their own plan. While Korra is talking with the Air Nomad, with Tenzin specifically, about what's going on. And at that time, Toga gets on a PA system, on a mic. And he's like, yo, clear your asses out. It's mine. This whole city's mine. But right now, this is mine too. I'm taking over because Raiko's weak. Korra's a failure. Like, it reminds me of a lot of people in the fandom, to be honest. And while he's doing that, Asami and Kyuhyun have devised their own plan. She's like, I'm gonna hit this switch. Gas is gonna release into this chamber, and you need to get those gas masks ASAP. Boop boop, that happens. Gas is flooding the chamber. Kyuhyun gets the mask, gets his on, throws it onto Asami, and just as she's about to put it on, it gets smacked out of her hand by a tentacle because apparently gas doesn't affect spirit, so it doesn't affect Toga, who's now half spirit, and so he's willing to let her die. Meanwhile, Korra is flying to the airship on Ugi. Tenzin's air bison busts in, backs Toga away from Asami, and basically makes her an air bubble so she can breathe, which is great, saving your girlfriend. Bam! Kyuhyun breaks the windows in order to pour the gas onto the city. Asami, while Korra is fighting this guy, manages it to steer it into the spirit portal, into the spirit wilds, and totally crashes it. Toga gets away. So maybe he'll be a villain in another book later, because I know that another book is coming out. It's not until much later. Korra has a talk with the spirits, because they're like, look at this shit that you're bringing here. And you also brought the dude who wants to, expose our home for fun and profit. The fuck, Avatar. And she's like, look, we don't want any beef. We don't want any of that. Just can't we all live in peace? It's like, we can't live with peace. And so Kyuhyun, who's kind of been a douche nozzle this whole time, is like, what if I give up my claim to the spirit portal? I just want to make amends for what I've done and the trouble I've caused. I'm like, well, if you do that, I guess we will see what happens. And so spirits are cool now with Korra. It's the whole thing. So rewinding a little bit, when the gas starts falling down to the city, Raiko jets the fuck away. Zhu Li saves a kid. And it's all on camera. So the election happens at the end of the book. Zhu Li wins because she's super heroic. Raiko loses because he's not. And so she gets to make a speech because now she's the new president. And in the middle of that, Korra leads Asami out. Korra also makes up with her father, which is cool too. I'm down for that. And she's like, look, I haven't said it yet, and I don't know why I've said it yet, but I love you. And Asami's like, I love you too. And they kiss, and it's great. And that's how the book ends. I'm going to put spoilers on this thing. But, I mean, it's going to be over 20 minutes long. I guess people will realize that there's probably spoilers. I don't know. Might put down at the bottom that we're going to talk about the book a little more in detail. I don't know. Anyway, so that's the story. That's how Turf Wars ends. And you know what? I like it. I think it's good. I think it's a solid ending. Can I talk about the art? I talked about the art in the last two, but I'm more than willing to talk about it now. It's great. It's lovely. It's perfect for Korra. Just its style. Don't get me wrong. I love Hiru, who did all the Avatar comics and other things like Gwynpool. Like, I love that art style and their art, and totally, but this felt right for Korra. Like, 150%. It felt, it helped set the tone for the book, so I really like it, and I'm going to be really sorry that she's probably not going to do the next Korra book, because the fandom was really harassing to her. Like, total harassment to her. Like, when's the book coming out? Why is it taking so long? These are not answers she knows. She doesn't know. She's like, I don't know. I finished the art and I gave it to them, so it's in their hands now. Like, she didn't know why it was pushed back, and yet people kept asking her and berating her. And so, if she returns to do the next Korra book, I will be very surprised. I hope she does, because she's a great artist, and I think that her art style really captures the tone of the series and of Korra in general. So that's what I want. I want her to come back. I don't know if that'll happen. We'll see. The story is pretty good. The parts, I will say, the parts that have Raiko in them feel like a B story that's not necessarily important. I would have liked more of the Creeping Crystal triple threat triad. I would like more of that story and more of like Korra saving Asami or attempting to or breaking in, or like all of that. All of that was great. Even little parts of the military, kind of cool. Once again, that's still part of the B story. And of course there's a B story. Like, I'm not saying there wouldn't be. But I don't know. I feel like there could have been more Korra in the Korra book. That's just all I'm saying. Because she's a good character. She's my favorite Avatar. Like, until that Kyoshi, like, actual book, it's going to be like a novel comes out, then I don't know. All bets are off. But for now, Korra is a great Avatar who's had a ton of, like, character growth and like, good character growth. And that's why I love her. So, coming up in the next video, we're going to talk about my top 3 or 4 choices for this season's anime. Spoiler alert, we're going to talk about the slime thing again. Because there's some great stuff this season that I hope you'll all check out, that I want you to check out. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit. And what are we going to do after that? We're probably going to talk about, because we haven't done it yet, My Hero Academia Season 3, where I'm going to give you what I thought about the whole thing, and of course, the broad strokes of that whole thing. After that, I don't know. That's where I'm at right now. I've got 2 videos planned in the future, and hopefully we stick to that schedule and we get those videos out. I am looking at my channel and realizing that I didn't upload the first Adventure Time video. I recorded it, and then I deleted it, because I've been doing that lately, where I'll record a video, and then I'll think I've uploaded it, and then I delete it before I check. So, is that video ever going to happen? Probably not, because it's been a while. I guess I could watch the series finale again, and try to recapture what I've spoken of, but all in all, meh. What else we're going to do on the channel? Because obviously I did my last unboxing video, which I think is my last unboxing video ever. Things could change, obviously, but I don't know. We're going to try to do more for the channel, maybe like play some games or do some things. I don't know. We'll figure it out, because I want the channel to grow. I want it to get bigger. So there's that. Kind of just tacking this on to the end. Even though the videos are already so long, maybe I should just make it its own video. I don't know. But be here for anime next video, because we're going to talk about it. And I'm super excited too. So there we go. So until then, love comics, love cartoons, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!